Happy Thursday, T Squad. Are y'all ready for this week's review of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? This was another great episode. I'm going to let you know I give this episode an A+. And I rarely ever give out A+. This is another classic episode of Salt Lake City that will go down in history. This episode was great from beginning to end. There was not one boring, lagging filler moment at all. These just are bringing it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is going to be a long review, so get your snacks, get you a drink, lay down, put on your pajamas, go wash your butt, baby, because we about to lock in, okay? So Bronwyn texts Whitney while they're at the airport and tells her that she's not going to make the flight, but she will be coming to Kanawha, right? Never heard of that place either. So everybody was shocked that she's even coming because I was like, with everything going on, I wouldn't be surprised if she don't show up. So they get to the yacht with Captain Jason, who is on below deck. And the rest of the cast members and staff from that show. I don't watch Below Deck or whatever, but Lisa in her confessional takes another dig at Angie and says, "This will be so nice for Angie. She's usually in her RV." Trying to be funny and just take a dig at her, and it didn't land whatsoever because it was just petty. And Angie took a dig at Lisa in her confessional by saying, "I'm planning on keeping my distance, or I can stand next to her and make my ankles look smaller." Girl, she got her with that one. Because I don't know if y'all ever paid attention, but Lisa got legs just like Giselle. They both got them big ass bat wing ducks legs. Her legs look like she got lymphedema. That's why we rarely ever see her in shorts for real unless they're on vacation. And if you notice at the reunion, she never wears anything that is like a short dress or anything like that. It's always like mid calf length or whatever. She got some big old ham hock legs. That was a good read. A great read, okay? Britani and her hot pocket rotten coochie is salivating over all the men that work on the staff. She trying to find somebody to throw that hot pocket to, and don't nobody want it, okay? Nobody wants it. She looks so pathetic, right? So the girls board the yacht, which is beautiful. It is huge, right? Huge yacht. And the staff is bringing in their luggage. And one of the staff was like, "Oh my God, this is the part I hate." Like, they got so much luggage and they are the ones that have to bring it aboard, take it in their room. And then they even have the service where, you take all their stuff out their bags and, put it away in their rooms or whatever. So if I would have been on that boat too, I would have been feeling some type of way, because who got time to be lugging all of that heavy ass luggage? But if I was them, I would have had no problem, baby, taking this to somebody's room. Yes, sir. Y'all check this LV bag out that I got from Easy Lux, y'all. This is a Louis Vuitton Speedy Segunda 30. It is fabulous. Look at the snake detail on it with the snake eating the apple. This is how it looks on the opposite side. This is how it looks on the bottom. Look at the handle. OMG, this purse is everything. Now, somebody should have took this bag with them on a trip. It also comes with the strap and the little pendants and everything. This bag is fantastic. Let me take the stuffing out of it real quick for y'all to see what it's giving. This is how she looks on the inside. Has a pocket over here, the LV stamp. This bag is everything. This is a great vacation bag. So if y'all want this purse, hit up Easy Lux. The link is right down in the description box. Click on it, see what they got. They got bags, they got shoes, they got everything. And this purse is really affordable as well. This will make a great Christmas gift. Christmas is coming. Check out this Speedy bag at Easy Lux. The link is down below in the description box right now. But let's get back to this week's episode. So they take all their stuff to the rooms, and one of the staffers is putting up somebody's stuff, and she comes across a cucumber in somebody's bag. And it wasn't like no regular cucumber. This cucumber, I don't even know. It was like, girl. And she was like, why do they have this in their bag? And I wanted to know why would anybody pack a cucumber with them unless you planning on inserting it somewhere it don't need to be. We still don't know whose suitcase it is. Maybe we'll find out by the end of the trip, or maybe we'll find out at the reunion, because I really want to know who brought this damn cucumber with them on vacation, like they ain't gonna have no food. So they get on the yacht, and it's only 4 bedrooms. So they have to double up. So we got Lisa and Meredith in one room, Angie and Mary in one room, Whitney and Heather, and then it's going to be Bronwyn and Brittany in the last room together. So you know when Bronwyn get there, she going to be like, oh my God, I got to sleep in the same room as Brittany. Oh, Lord. So Brittany is now all of a sudden on a 30-day break from Jared, because in all actuality, she like Captain Jason, and she trying to get on one of them dudes on the boat. She says in her confessional that she's doing the 30-day break because of what the psychic said. Girl, bye. But lo and behold, Jared came over and helped her pack before she left. So obviously they smashed before she left. Like, Brittany is so full of crap. Just face it. You're a bad mama. Just be a bad mama and just going on about your business. You give a fuck about them kids. You are so dick centralized. Like, it's so pathetic. So Whitney tells Brittany that if she's serious about getting on Captain Jason, she can't say Jared's name throughout the whole trip, or they're going to wet her. Of course, she was like, Jared. So Whitney took a whole pitcher of water and dumped it on her dumb ass head. And I was like, yes, please just do that at any point. If anything that comes out of her mouth that's stupid, just douse her ass. So Bronwyn arrives, and she's a little weary about what's going to happen with the ladies because she knows that the questions are coming. And she shows up in this Moschino life vest, whatever outfit. It was very camp. And of course, Lisa is making her little comments right off rip because she's just a miserable witchy of a bitch. So they start unpacking their stuff, and Brittany shows Bronwyn, and she brought this unicorn with a voice message on it from Jared that says, "Good night, baby. You are loved." Gross. Like, how old are we? That's some shit that you give to a baby to soothe them at night. That's like weird. And it's not "I love you," it's "you are loved," which tells you everything that you need to know. And she just so over the moon because she's a goddamn idiot. And Brown was just looking at her like, oh my God, somebody pow me now. So Brittany asks Brown why she didn't come with them on the flight. And Brown says someone in the group is planning stories on me and that the charges aren't true, and only Mary reached out to her. And I was like, wow, that was very shocking that Mary was the only one that reached out to see how she was doing. That's messed up. I was very shocked by that. But in present time, Bronwyn and Mary have gotten really close. I think we might have a little trio now going on with Mary, Bronwyn, and Angie, which I will love if they all team up together. That would be fantastic. So Angie is seasick. And I was like, did she bring some Dramamine? Like, she ain't bring nothing with her, but she is seasick. Like, she down bad. So at lunch, Meredith asks Bronwyn about the accusations. They just get right on in there. And I was like, what, Meredith, you clocking into work finally? Because you have not been showing up, sis. So Heather was like, no, Bronwyn admits that she didn't pay rent and her last semester or whatever at school because she got pregnant or whatever. And Heather was like, but the charges that came out are from 4 years ago. And Brian says this new thing that people are trying to say is that there was something that went on at my work, and I corroborated with authorities about it. But they were not charges against me. Years later, all of the charges went through, but not against me, and it was sealed. So if you listen to what she's saying, the dum dums, some foul shit went on at whatever place she was working at. Some people was doing some illegal shit. They got caught. She snitched. She might have been involved. She might not have been involved, but she snitched on their asses and told on them. They got in trouble and she got exonerated. Duh. And that's why the information is sealed. Duh. She just told y'all what it was. If you sit down and listen, she read it. Duh. Once again, she probably was involved. She might not have been involved, but at the end of the day, she read it, and she got off. Duh. So Lisa was like, why? And as soon as Lisa piped in, I was like, oh yeah, you guilty. You guilty. First of all, when Brian was sitting up there telling the story, if y'all pay attention to Lisa, she got tails from when she's done something she ain't had no business doing. She doesn't have a poker face. She sits up there, she was blinking. She like Latrice. She got a glitch. She was blinking very profusely. So Brian was like, I can't talk about it. But the whole case was sealed. That's why people are speculating. Heather says, why would they file charges on your record then? And Brian was like, there are no charges that are filed against me. Once again, if you read between the lines, I snitched. So Heather was like, why is it so upsetting then? And Lisa was like, yeah, why would it matter then? Brian was like, both of us feel like there has been some nasty things that have come out in the press since I've been hanging around this group of friends. And I think both of us are concerned that someone in this group is doing it. Here go Lisa. I mean, nobody here would do that. Nobody here. Why would you think that? Nobody would do that. Like, what? What? And she get the feeling with that her child. As soon as she get the feeling with that her, you know she is guilty. And I'm like, why would you just automatically assume that nobody in that group would do it? It's so many people in this group that would do things like that. All of y'all would do stuff like that, except for Mary. She the only one. She's the only one that wouldn't go to the length to dig up dirt on anybody, but the rest of y'all would. Britani a little bit too dumb to even focus hard enough to even do something like that. It got to be brought to her. You know, Angie got a little bit of morality, and Heather in some cases, but she evil too. So Bronwyn was like, well, isn't it weird that stuff comes up in this group? And Lisa's like, I don't think it's weird that you dug up stuff on me, like bringing stuff to the group when I wasn't there. I upset you, and I feel like that was a little bit of a retaliation. Like, girl, you're telling on yourself. You're literally saying, hey, it's me, guys. I'm the one that did it. You're so guilty that you can't even shut the hell up and let everything play out. So Heather in her confession was like, pipe down, Lisa. You're revealing yourself because she's doing a horrible job. So Lisa was like, don't spin this on me because you got targeted, because that will piss me off. And everybody's sitting there looking at her with a confused face, because it's like, who accused you? Nobody did. You put yourself in this conversation and lost your ever-loving mind. It was so funny because she literally freaked out and outed herself. So Mary was like, Bronwyn, you know who you're talking about. Like, Mary ain't with the shit. Like, put it on the flow. So Bronwyn was like, I don't. Bronwyn, you do. Stop being pussy. So Lisa was like, it's not me. It's not me. Like, don't even look this way. It's not me. I'm telling you, it's not me. Oh my God, it's not me. Don't you dare say it was me. So Mary was like, you don't think it's Lisa? And Bronwyn was like, I mean, it would really bother me if it is someone in this group. I'm not accusing anybody, but after Amy's, it intensified. Lisa is melting down with guilt. She is losing it, right? Whitney in her confession was like, no one even accused you, bitch. So Britani, they all start swimming and stuff except for Mary, because she's not gonna get in no bikini or nothing on camera, and she'll pass them. Britani gets jealous that Heather is doing a little swimming activity in the ocean with Captain Jason. And Heather was like, girl, it ain't nothing. We already, hooked up before and it was nothing. And Britani was like, what you say? And she was like, no. And then they brought it up to Heather in her confession. She was like, oh my God, I said that. She was like, delete it. Let me tell you something. Captain Jason is for everybody. Captain Jason did smash about 90% of the white women on Bravo. If he fucking around with Heather, that dick don't mind where it go. Y'all better stop lusting after that dirty dick. That dick is like an octopus. Who sleeps with Heather? Who hooks up with Heather? Who hooks up with Ron Simmons? Gross. So, Angie is throwing up even in the ocean, child. She is down bad. I felt so bad for Angie. Bronwyn shows Whitney Britani's unicorn. And Whitney is like, girl, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. Like, this bitch here. So they sit down and they get to talking about Lisa and how guilty she was acting, right? And Brown was like, the person who put this on Twitter keeps using a nickname for me, Conwin. And that is what Lisa called me at Amy's. And this stuff wasn't out in the press yet. And then the next day, it was out. They went back to the scene at the girl Amy's event. She actually called her Fraudwin. But later on in the episode, they did show tweets of Lisa's where she called her Fraudwin, Conwin, and all of this stuff. But the fact that she even called her a fraud, once again, she told on herself. Because if the information hadn't even came out yet, why would you call her a fraud? Why would you saying that she's a fraud, where she's fake and all this type of stuff, if there was no fraudulent activity brought to, the public? So, I mean, Lisa is obviously guilty, child. So Heather tells Whitney she thinks Lisa did it. And Heather in her confession was like, I've seen Lisa talk to other people and gather information on Bronwyn. They then show us a flashback at the Amy girl party where she talking to somebody and asking them all kind of questions about Bronwyn. Do you know her? What you think about Ty? What you think about their relationship? And it's giving press like a panini. Like, okay, psychopath. Like, so you're not going to make us believe that you don't go around trying to dig up information on people. Lisa, you're guilty. That's why you out here looking like the wicked witch by the face. Your face is melting. You're melting, okay? So they then bring Meredith in the room because Heather feels like if they can get Meredith on their side to confront Lisa, maybe she'll take it better. So Meredith says if she is doing it, it will be a problem, but maybe she didn't. Because, Meredith trying to make sure she don't get her hands dirty. She has made her allegiance to Lisa and she is sticking by it. And Heather is looking at her like, really, girl? This really, bitch? This what we doing? Okay. So she was very disappointed that Meredith, once again, is not taking the bait. She is not going against Lisa no matter what. So at dinner time, Mary sticks by Angie's side instead of going to dinner like a real friend would. And I love that for them. This trip really made us see their friendship outside of the cameras because Mary is very relaxed around Angie. Like you could tell, like they kick it in real life. Like they homegirls. Like you could tell outside of the cameras that Mary is a very nice, sweet, funny person. Like you can just tell. So at dinner, Britani says that she doesn't miss Mary's commentary. And everybody was looking like, ooh, no, you didn't. Girl, don't let this shit get back to Mary. She gonna get your ass. And Heather says to her, you can't do that. Like, we don't talk shit behind people's back. We say it to their face. And Britani was like, I'm the only one that says what I feel to people's faces. No, you're not. First of all, Mary will tell y'all how she feel about y'all. That's one thing. One thing for sure. So Bronwyn was like, there are people at this table that you're mad at that you're not saying stuff about. And then they flashback to a week prior where Brittany and Bronwyn had a scene together where they went shopping. And Brittany says, I feel like Lisa is trying too hard to little sister me, and I don't need that. I can fight my own battles. And you know, Bronwyn was just soaking all of this in and just reeling her in. Keep her talking so she can use this against her. And Brittany's so stupid, she don't even realize what Bronwyn is doing. Because Bronwyn was like, well, what's going on between you and Meredith? Like, what's going on with that? And Brittany was like, I haven't seen Meredith without her having some kind of a seizure or something. I don't understand why she goes from 0 to 100 in zero point 0.2 seconds. It's almost like it's not real. And I'm like, Brittany, you so goddamn stupid and gullible that you didn't even realize that she is going to take this and run with it and use it against you, you nimbecile. You imbecile. I'm talking about nimbecile. Look at me. So Bronwyn tells it all at the table. And Brittany sitting up there shocked like, how dare you? So Meredith was like, I've never had a seizure before in my life. That's a horrible thing to say about somebody, Brittany. There are people who do have seizures, and they are very serious, one of which who is my child. So I find that to be despicable. And Brittany was like, well, my child, and Meredith was like, I don't care. Once we get Meredith talking in her Donald Trump voice, it's a wrap. So Brittany was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is the seizure that I'm talking about. First of all, I've never heard nobody describe somebody acting out like they're having a seizure, which is crazy to me. So Meredith was over it. She grabbed her drink and literally splashed it in Brittany's lap. And Brittany got up and threw her glass at her, and it broke on the floor. And so the staff came in because they looking like, what in the fuck? What in the banging in Little Rock is going on here with these rowdy bitches? So Meredith's like, I've had enough of you. So while they continue to arguing, one of the staffers come in with the vacuum trying to get the damn glass up, and they just arguing over the vacuum. Child, it was just comedic gold. So after the man get done, Whitney says, I think you need to own something and Meredith. And so she was like, they was like, what? And she was like, the little conversation we had earlier on the bed. And Meredith says, yeah, you guys should. So Whitney and Heather like looking at each other, and Whitney says, you were a part of it. And she was like, yeah, I said what I said, but I ain't getting involved in this. I told y'all on the bed that I wasn't getting involved. And I'm not going against Lisa. So I don't know why you thought that you was about to reel me into this bullshit. So Heather in her confession was like, leaving me high and dry. I have no words. What words should you have? She told you what it was, Heather. She told you. So I don't understand why you're shocked by this. They have made a pact that they are not going against each other this season. They're not going to do it. And it's obvious that Meredith don't really want no smoke with Lisa because Lisa know too much. She don't want the smoke. She don't want the headache, right? And Lisa, based off what we saw in this episode, ain't got no problem pulling the trigger if need be. If need be. So Heather was like, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that you're the source of all the dirt. And Lisa get the glitching. And she was like, why are you guys questioning me? And she looks at Meredith and me was like, I hope you have my back on this. And Meredith was like, I said, I hope it's not true. And Lisa says, no, we don't have to hope it's not true because it's not fucking true. And Meredith was like, that's all I need. That's all I need. Of course, Meredith, that's all you need. So Lisa says, I'm not the source of anything. People tell me stuff and all of a sudden I'm responsible. Once again, you're telling on yourself because why are you bringing up the fact that people come and tell you stuff? Like, So somebody came and told you this information about Bronwyn, and then you went and gave it to the press? Because that's basically what it sounds like you're saying. So Whitney says, you know everything. Lisa in her confession says, I have never dug up dirt on any of these bitches. Shazam! Girl, Lisa, that's why your face is dented from all them goddamn wrinkles, and you got to wear that part down the middle forever in life to hide your face. Because you are a lying scallywag. Girl, bye, ma'am. Bye. That was just a blatant lie right there. You lied right there. So, Mary heard them arguing in the room. She was like, girl, they arguing. You heard? And Angie, no. Angie was fucked up. So Lisa's like, I can't take this anymore. You guys shut the fuck up about me. You guys have no one to beat up if I'm not here. And she gets up out of her seat, and Heather was like, are you fucking kidding me? And Lisa walks over to Heather and grabs Heather by the face, which is a new one. And she was like, you know everything I know. Fuck you. And I was like, what you mean by she know everything you know? You got to listen to what people be saying. Mm-hmm. So they done talked about some shit together. And Lisa is shocked that Heather is turning on her. She didn't expect that. She expected for Heather to continue to be her lapdog. But Heather ain't no dummy. Heather knows if she sides with Lisa this season, that she was going to get ate up again. And Heather does not like to be fan favorite. She likes to be fan favorite. She likes for everybody to praise her. And last season, everybody went in on her for dick riding Lisa so hard. So this season, she came in doing the same thing, not going against Lisa in the beginning. And then once she got all the information that she needed, that's when she was like, it's go time. It's time for me to break away from Lisa, side with the other group, and call her out. So she can be back in the good graces of the viewers. Heather, you ain't fucking fooling me. You ain't fooling me, you transvestite. You are not fooling me. So Heather, when she said F you to Heather, Heather was like, me? Lisa was like, I've been called a cheater. I've been called fucking Jen Shaw. What else are you going to effing say about me? You're lucky I even talked to any of you. And there it goes right there. Lisa thinks that she's better than all of them. She looks at all of them like the little dirty girls in school, like that want to be me, that want to hang with the cool girls, and she would never. She would never. And Meredith is her sidekick. Meredith is her Gretchen from Mean Girls. That's exactly what that is. So Heather was like, I've been a good friend to you. And Lisa says, Lisa then loses it on Meredith and turns to her and says, if you didn't fucking defend me, oh my God, you better say a fucking sorry now, because I've defended you. Baby, if that wasn't a threat, Meredith was sitting there like, I did defend you. I did. First of all, bitch, who you talking to? And get your finger out my face. Like, who you punking? Like, she straight up threatened Meredith, like, let me find out you had anything to do with this, and I'm going rat-a-tat-tat on that ass. To the point where Heather was like, don't be effing afraid of her. She's throwing her rate around. Like, F you, Lisa Barlow. I've been a good friend to you. Just effing own it. If Heather's telling you to not be a pussy, then you know you being a pussy. So Lisa was like, she sit there and she was like, I'm not the source of any effing dirt. I'm not going to admit something I didn't effing do. And Heather says, you fucking defensive bitch. She says, you know all of the dirt. Say it to her effing face right now. So Lisa sits there, and this is how you know she's guilty once again. She sits there. That's literally what she did. Like debating on, should I just go ahead and fucking admit it and just be done with it and apologize so I can get these hoes up off of me? But she comes from the school of deny until you can't fucking deny no more. And she ain't at that point yet. So she was like, it's all over the internet. And Heather says, why don't you say it to her? I think that you're the source of all the dirt. Lisa, once again, like contemplating, should she do it? And so Lisa was like, okay, then I can't be your friend. And Heather was like, are you effing kidding me? And Lisa was like, I love how this is getting spun. I love how this is getting spun. Mind you, her and her fake tears they need a show of their own, because she goes from I can't believe you guys are doing this to me. Fuck you, Heather. Like the tears go in and out. Oh my God, I'm calling my husband. I'm calling John because you bitches are, you're not going to do this to me. Fuck you, Meredith. Like, the fake tears have to stop. They have to stop. There's never anything coming down her face. It's ridiculous how she goes in and out of the tears. It's stupid. So Heather is trying to console her and get her to calm down so they can talk. And Heather was like, it's not spun. You're spinning it, you fucking moron. She was like, get off the yacht if you can't hear what I have to say. And Lisa was like, I'm leaving then. I'm leaving. So Heather trying to get her to calm down and talk, but she didn't call John, fake crying, saying she's never done anything to them, which is a crock of shit. And she gets away from Heather, goes outside, and is on the phone with John crying. And Heather goes into Mary and Angie room, she crying, and tells them what happened. And Mary was like, good, Heather, good. You're being real. You're being a real fan, because she is guilty. She sure is. And Angie was like, I'm glad you said something too. So Britani upstairs trying to hit on Captain Jason, and he did not want it at all. He was like, if you don't get away from me, trailer trash. Because it was just so like, ew, like you just got I will fuck for a buck written all over you, like, girl. So then Britani goes to check on Lisa, and she was like, can I give you a hug? She was like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I don't want anybody touching me right now. Just get away from me. Just get away from me. John, please come get me in the morning. Just get the fuck away from me, Britani. And Britani was like, okay. And finally walks away. And I was thinking in my head, I thought y'all was sisters. Guess that went out the window. So then Heather says to Mary, what do I say to her? And Mary was like, we all feel it. We all know it. Say what you've been saying. Like, we all agree that she is the one that did it. So Heather was like, bet, I'm going to go looking for her. And then that's when the episode goes off, and it's a to be continued to next week's episode. Ciao. These ladies, they deserve their paychecks. Everybody is clocking in except for Meredith, for real, for real. But now that Britani is antagonizing her, it seems like we're going to get a little something out of Meredith so far this season. But the rest of these ladies, give them a raise. They deserve it. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is the best franchise right now. 3 seasons in a row, best franchise that they have in the Housewives. By far. They are kicking every other city's ass. Love everything about this cast. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Perfect. Heather, I see you. I see you, Heather, and the moves that you're making. It's good that you finally hold Lisa accountable, but you're doing it for selfish reasons. You're not doing it because you want to stand on business and be honest. You're doing it so you can get back in the good graces of the fans. Okay, girl, bye. Loving Mary once again this season. Loving Angie. She was doing a little bit too much in the beginning, but it seems like she's starting to simmer down some. Whitney is actually on the right side of things this season, but Whitney is being messy. Oh, I meant to say this too about the Whitney situation. When Whitney at the table said to them, I think we do need to have a conversation about what we spoke about on the bed, and try to act like it was Meredith, her, and Heather in agreement about the Lisa situation. This is what Whitney does. She did this season 4 with our girl. Damn, I'm having a brain fart. I can't think. You know our girl, the girl that was on season 4. You know what I'm talking about. She did this to her with the whole situation with Angie's husband allegedly being gay or whatever the case may be. She brought the situation up to her and then told her to go and tell Angie about it and shifted all the blame to her when she was the one that ignited the whole entire conversation and put it in the air, put it out there on television. She did the same thing in this episode. She had the conversation with Bronwyn. She then took that information to Heather, got Heather riled up. Heather then told Meredith. Meredith didn't take the bait. And then when they sat at the table, she tried to act like it was all three of them having this conversation about Lisa, and like Meredith co-signed it. This is the fuck shit that Whitney does and the games that she likes to play. Because I was sitting there looking like, now, you know damn well Meredith did not agree with y'all. She did not. So don't try to reel her in like she was in on it. That's the shit about Whitney that I do not like. Brittany is just good comic relief because she's ridiculous. Lisa is a great villain. She's a great villain because she's just erratic and all over the place, and she's a true mean girl. I don't think that this is anything put on by the show. I think that this is just who Lisa Barlow is at the core of her. Meredith thinks that she's above it all. Meredith cannot be bothered with this ghetto shit, okay? She just want to go take a bath and go DJ. Go DJ. That's my DJ. Like, that's all she on. Like, literally, that's all that she is on. But, and Bronwyn, I like Bronwyn. Bronwyn is typically on the right side of things. When she gets activated, she can get activated. But she normally is very level-headed. But she can go there if you get under her skin. I think Bronwyn's biggest issue is her husband, to be honest with you. But I think that so far she's handling this situation very well. I'm actually happy that she did show up on the trip. She didn't let them punk her out her spot. She stood 10 toes down. She said her piece, and that's that. Because, like, what else can you do? She told you what it is. The files are sealed, so there's nothing else really to talk about. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, she snitched. She snitched for sure. This episode gets an A+. The ladies are bringing it. Once again, if you want to get you this Louis Vuitton Speedy inspired bag, hit up the link down below in the description box. The description box. It's Easy Lux. Shout out to them for gifting me that bag. I love you, T-Squad. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Peace.